Hello students, in today's class we are going to discuss about oxides and oxoacids of alkali metals. So first I am taking oxides. In alkali metals, they are going to react with the oxygens to form three types of oxides, which are oxides, peroxides and superoxides depending upon the metals. So if we consider the stability of the oxides, so stability of peroxide or superoxide, this is going to increase as the size of alkali metal ion increases. This is due to stabilization of large anion by large cations through lattice energy. Means small size cation can stabilize small size anion. Likewise, the bigger size anion can be stabilized by bigger size anion because of the high value of lattice enthalpy. So as we move down the group, we know that size of the metal cation increases. Size of anion increases from oxide to peroxide to superoxides. So one can say that stability increases from oxide to peroxide to superoxides. Or one can say that superoxides, they have the higher value of stability in comparison to oxides. As we move down the group from lithium to rubidium here, smaller the size of lithium and larger the size of rubidium ion as we move down the group, as you can see from this piece of paper. And here likewise the oxide ion O2 minus, it will have the smaller size, peroxide O22 minus comparatively bigger size, and superoxides O2 minus, it will have the largest size among these three oxides: oxide, peroxide and superoxide. We have three types of oxide. Out of the oxide ion, it will have the smallest size and superoxide will have the bigger size. This bigger size anion can stabilize the bigger size cation. Now if we look over the Lewis structure of superoxide, O2 minus means superoxide. One can write it like this: O bond O. Here this O oxygen will acquire one negative charge, that's why it will have one negative charge. Here oxygen have 6 electrons, you can see. So here there is no oxidation state. Oxidation state will be 0 for this oxygen, and here one negative charge means it has accepted one electron. That's why oxidation state for this oxygen is -1. If you find out the average oxidation state of oxygen in superoxide, one can write 0 plus -1, 0 for this oxygen, -1 for this oxygen, divide by 2 because we have to find the average, because 2 atoms are going to participate here. So one can find that the average oxidation state of oxygen in superoxide is -1/2. Now we have the question: complete the following reaction. O22 minus react with water, O2 minus react with water, and O2 minus react with water. This is peroxide. What happens when peroxide react with water? This is superoxide, O2 minus, superoxide react with water. What will be the product? And this is your oxide, O2 minus. What happens when oxide combine with the water? Now first thing is we have to see that peroxide ion, when it will combine with water, the process is called hydrolysis, because in all the cases, whether it is peroxide, superoxide or oxide, what we are doing, we are adding water into this. So the process is called hydrolysis, means addition of water. In case of peroxide, we are left with hydroxide. In case of superoxide, again we are left with hydroxide. In case of oxide ion, when we proceed with the hydrolysis, we are getting hydroxide. Means the hydroxide, it is the same product in all the three cases, right? But in case of peroxide ion, we are getting along with the hydroxide, we are getting hydrogen peroxide, means H2O2. And in case of superoxide, we are getting H2O2 along with this O2. So this thing you have to keep it in mind, that when we hydrolyze this superoxide ion, we are getting hydrogen peroxide along with the oxygen, and in case of oxide we are getting only hydroxide ion. Another question we have, complete the following reactions: M2O2 plus water, MO2 plus water, M2O plus water. Same question is there, right? So here how one can solve this question? As you know that oxides of alkali metals are easily hydrolyzed by water to form hydroxides. So here M2O2, when it react with H2O, this M2O2 means this is our peroxide, and this MO2 means this is our superoxide, and M2O, this means this is our oxide ion. So same question what we have discussed in above case. So same situation is there. So likewise we are getting here these are the metal ions along with the hydroxide, and in case of here peroxide, we are left with the hydrogen peroxide. In case of superoxide, we are getting hydroxide along with H2O2 and this oxygen O2. But in case of oxide, we are left with hydroxide only, right? So this is the question based on the oxides hydrolysis. Now the next question is, or you can say the next concept is the sodium metal. Now what happens when sodium metal is dropped in water? All of you know that hydrogen gas is evolved which catches fire due to the highly exothermic reactions. So again we are going to perform the hydrolysis process. Here now this is alkali metal, sodium metal is there in the solid form. When it combined with this water, it will form NaOH, means base, along with the release of this hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas, it will catch fire easily because of the highly exothermic nature of this reaction. So sodium metal is heated in free supply. What will happen when the sodium metal is heated in the free supply of air? Sodium oxides are formed. Here you can see sodium metal along with the free supply of oxygen. We are getting it from the air. We are left with the minor product as oxide, and further this oxide react with the available oxygen in the air. It will form the major product in the form of sodium peroxide, that is Na2O2. This sodium peroxide, this is higher stability. This will gain higher stability in comparison to this oxide. Now sodium peroxide dissolved in water gives sodium hydroxide and hydrogen peroxide. Now this peroxide is this sodium peroxide. Now what happens when it combined with the water? It is going to form hydrogen peroxide along with this base NaOH. So as you know that down the group, as you move, the size of the alkali metal ion is going to increase, and the size of oxide to peroxide to superoxide also going to increase. So here lithium has small size, it will combine with the oxygen to form oxide. Only oxide is formed because small size cation can stabilize the small size anion. So in this concept, the lithium maximum percentage of lithium, when it combined with the oxygen, it will form the oxide. However, some peroxide products are also there, but their percentage is very, very less. So you can say lithium predominantly form oxide. Likewise, sodium when combined with the oxygen under 575 Kelvin, it is going to form peroxide, but some little percentage of superoxide is also formed. But as we know, down the group, potassium, rubidium, cesium, because of their bigger size, they are combined with the oxygen to form superoxide only. So the predominantly, you can say predominantly the cation, rubidium and cesium ions, they are going to form superoxide, or you can say the size is directly proportional to the tendency to form superoxide. Means bigger size cation can form superoxide only in major amount. Now as you know that down the group size increases, So if size is going to increase down the group, means the formation of superoxide or tendency to form superoxide increases. And if we move in such a way that the size decreases, then the superoxide formation tendency is going to decrease. Now the question is, which will have the more tendency to form superoxide out of K and calcium, K potassium and calcium, and out of calcium and barium? So you know that K has bigger size in comparison to Ca, so superoxide tendency of potassium is higher in comparison to calcium. Likewise here Ba has bigger size in comparison to Ca, that's why the Ba has higher tendency to form superoxide, because smaller size can stabilize the smaller size anion. Smaller size cation can stabilize smaller size anion. Likewise, bigger size cation can be stabilized by bigger size anion. So superoxide have bigger size and potassium has bigger size in comparison to calcium. That's why the process is going to take place in this manner. Now the question is, which of the following is most covalent out of K2O, K2O2 and KO2? You can solve this question on the basis of the same thing. That is the tendency of formation of superoxide keep on increasing as the size is increasing, right? So here you can see K2O, this is oxide, and K2O2, this is peroxide, and KO2, this is superoxide. So for one oxygen atom, one can find the charge O -2 here in case of peroxide. For 2 oxygen -2, for 1 oxygen -1, for 2 oxygen -1 charge is there, for 1 oxygen charge will be -half. So we know that smaller the size of cation and bigger the size of anion and larger, or you can say higher the charge, then the covalent character will be high. So here the cation which have same, the cation is same, that is K plus is same. Charge per oxygen atom is higher in case of oxide. So higher the charge, it will create the higher covalent character. So here the covalent character will be higher for K2O. Next is salts of oxo acids. Alkali metals are electropositive metals, means they have tendency to release the electrons, and therefore they form salts with oxo acids. Oxo acids are those in which the acidic proton is on a hydroxyl group, means acidic proton that should be on the hydroxyl group with an oxo group attached to the same acid or atom. So here you can see that in case of carbonic acid, these proton which are attached to this oxygen, they are acidic in nature, right? Likewise here in case of H2SO4 sulfuric acid, this hydrogen and this hydrogen, they are acidic in nature because they are linked with the more electronegative oxygen atom. So these are oxo acids. So carbonate is bigger ion and can be accommodated by bigger atom. So stability of carbocation is directly proportional to size. One thing you have to keep in mind, that the stability of carbocation is directly influenced to the size. So as the size is higher, the stability of carbocation will be higher. Down the group, electropositivity increases, so solubility increases, and due to this, why the solubility is going to increase? Because of the release of ions. So there is one exception, except Li2CO3, lithium carbonate. All carbonates are stable. They do not decompose, means decomposition will not take place. Only Li2CO3 undergo decomposition. Decomposition of lithium carbonate will take place, and this is due to the small size of Li+. You can see lithium carbonate, it will decompose on heating to give lithium oxide along with CO2. And the stability of carbocation for alkali metal, that is for group 1, down the group, the stability increases due to the increase in ionization enthalpy, or we have the relationship that lattice enthalpy is inversely proportional to size and is inversely proportional to solubility. So you can see lithium carbonate, it will have the least in comparison to the rubidium carbonate. Likewise here lithium hydrogen carbonate will have the least in comparison to rubidium hydrogen carbonate. You can see highest charge density on moving left to right. You can see from this picture that increasing cationic size on moving top to bottom, right? So in moving down the group, the atomic size, or you can say the cationic size, is going to increase, and there is a decrease in the polarizing power. And here this is the electron cloud. This is the electron cloud. Smaller size of cation can distort the electron cloud in a better way. That's why here electron cloud, or you can say distortion of the electron cloud, will be higher in comparison to the bigger size cation, because bigger size cation will have the low value of polarizing power. So here you will see the least distortion of the electron cloud of this anion. So here you will see that stability increases in moving from top to bottom, right? So here you can see the stability of the carbocation. That is, we have already discussed that stability of carbocation directly proportional to size. As the size increases, here lithium carbonate has small size, that's why it will have the least value of stability of the carbocation, and rubidium will have higher size in comparison to lithium. That's why rubidium carbonate will have the higher order of stability in terms of carbonate. Likewise lithium carbonate small size, that's why it will have the least distortion of the carbonate, that's why it will have the least stability. So for the stability of the carbocation, you have to keep it in your mind that the stability of the carbocation is directly proportional to the size. So in this video we have discussed about the oxides, types of oxides, how they are going to react with the metals, means hydrolysis of the oxides, and thereafter we have discussed about the oxo acids of alkali metals. So I hope you will find this video useful. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching it.